Hey guys, it's me, it's Queen Aset Haru, and welcome to another exciting edition of Ask an Aquarius. So someone asked me in the comments section about Aquarius and overthinking. And Aquarius do overthink. We do. We think about things from every single angle. When somebody asks me a question for asking Aquarius, if I don't know the answer, I read it from different angles. I look at different videos, I look at different books, I look at different journals. I look at the subject from different areas. And it could have been something that was pretty basic. I could have just looked at one source, but I look at different sources because, again, I'm overthinking it. And I think that overthinking can be problematic when it keeps you from making a decision, but I don't think it's that bad when you eventually come to a decision. It's just when it takes a long time or when you never come to it. There's something that people call analysis paralysis. And Aquarius and Libras have a tendency to get stuck in that. Analysis paralysis is when you analyze something from so many different angles that you can't make a decision because you don't know which way to go. You're so confused. You have so much information on it. You've looked at it from so many different angles, but you are confused. You're paralyzed. That's why they call it paralysis. You're paralyzed to make a decision. So a lot of us get stuck in analysis paralysis. Analysis paralysis is really the only problem I see here. Overthinking in itself isn't that bad, especially if it's like a topic that you can research. I think that it only really becomes a problem when you analyze it and analyze it and analyze it and never make a decision. You know, you have to make a decision at some point, and a lot of us get caught up in that. And also, overthinking can be a problem to other people because they might be waiting for me to figure something out, and it takes me way longer than it probably should have. So I think that some of the times it's problematic in our relationships. And I think that that's why a lot of Aquarius, when an Aquarius ghosts someone or when Aquarius doesn't want to talk to someone again, I think a lot of times it has to do with the analysis paralysis too. Because one of the things we're analyzing is, should we say this? Should we not say this? How do we say this? Is it worth saying? And by the time we finish going through that back and forth process, sometimes we just say, fuck it. We just like, I can't do this, fuck it. We just drop it. And I think that that's often unfair to other people, but I think sometimes that's just where we come to because we've analyzed it so much. So overthinking can be good because you're researching the topic, you're understanding the topic. Usually if an Aquarius really researches something, we know more about that topic than probably anybody else in the world. But like I said before, when do you stop? When does your research stop? Because there should be a stopping point at some point in time, and that's where the Aquarius often falls into trouble. So if you're an Aquarius and you find yourself overthinking constantly, just know it's not a bad thing, but you have to make sure that you, first of all, put a time limit on it. If you're going to think about a relationship issue or you're going to think about something along those lines, something that has another person involved, you really need to put a time limit to it. And you need to tell the other person, like, okay, you and I are talking about something. So let's say it's our relationship. And you say to me, where is this going? And I say, okay, well, let me think about it. Aquarius, that shouldn't take you 6 months. It shouldn't take you 6 months to answer the question, And sometimes it does. So what you should do is tell the person, I'm going to think about this. Give me 2 weeks. Give me 1 week. Give me 5 days. Whatever you think you really reasonably need. And think about it at that time and get it out and make a decision and go with it. So when you're dealing with another person, remember that the other person is waiting to engage with you. So if you take 6 months, 9 months, a year to give them an answer, in the meantime, they're in limbo while you're thinking about what it is you want to do. And sometimes that might not be a bad thing. Maybe sometimes the other person may not mind, but in most cases they will. In most cases they're waiting for an answer, and your silence is giving them time to make shit up. One thing that I always tell Aquarius, one mistake that we make is our silence gives other people a chance to make up in their own mind what that silence means. And that's not our fault that they make something up. But if you leave that door open and you don't say anything, then what do you expect them to do? Their mind is going the same way your mind is going. So you're thinking about it, thinking about it, thinking about it, and the other person is like, they haven't said anything. What does that mean? People come to me all the time and say, my Aquarius hasn't answered my question. What does this mean? My Aquarius won't tell me where we stand. What does that mean? My Aquarius, I asked them a question, they ignored the text. What does that mean? People ask me that all the time. So your silence really is just giving them carte blanche to make shit up or to, try to figure out what it is that you're doing based on their own experiences. So I always tell Aquarius, speak up, because I don't think that it's good for people to guess, especially with Aquarius, because when most people guess with Aquarius, they guess wrong, So I think it's better if we just tell them what we're thinking and feeling. And I know many of us are still working on that, but like I said before, give your overthinking a time frame. Don't let it go on indefinitely, and give people answers as quickly as you can to the questions that they're asking you. So yes, the Aquarius overthinks. Yes, it does have some positive aspects to it, such as the research, the things that you learn. But we do need to balance that a whole lot better if we want to be able to talk to and communicate with and have good relationships with other people. Okay? So that's what I think about the Aquarius and overthinking. I think it definitely happens. God does it happen. But don't let it paralyze you, Aquarius. See you later.